Good morning and welcome. This is Pastor Lucy Painter with your daily insight, and this is a new week. We give God the glory for His mercies are new every morning. I believe His mercies are new for you, they are new for me. It's a new week. And today I just want to talk about something else. I remember growing up and going to class in school, maybe in elementary or in middle class, and maybe in the afternoon. When we were in school, we used to have the lunch hour break. And in the lunch hour break, we would go practically home for lunch. We never used to live far from home, so we would hear the bell and you had to run home for lunch. And there are times that my mother would prepare an African dish that is called ugali. And you know, ugali has a way of making you sleepy in class. And if, for instance, the next lesson you have after lunch is math, it is so hard to concentrate after having ugali. So you find yourself sleeping and dozing in class. And I remember one of the teachers who used to teach math would keep on telling us, back to earth, where is your mind? Be here, pay attention, be here, come back to earth. And you cannot accuse my mother's ugali and blame it and say, it's because I ate ugali, that's why I'm not paying attention. So you had to power through and struggle and make sure that you listen and just figure out something. Maybe ask for permission, go out and wash your face with some cold water, come back to class so that you make sure that you are there and you're paying attention to what the teacher is saying. And so this week, there is something very interesting that the Lord was speaking to me, and that is what I want us to speak about. In the book of Exodus, chapter 24, I'm going to just read a verse, and we are going to expand on it this week. The Lord said to Moses, come up to me into the mountain and be there. And I will give thee tables of stone and a law and commandments which I have written, and thou mayest teach them. So this is a verse that maybe you have read, and I have read several times. And last week as I was reading it, there is these two words, be there, that really, like they popped up, and there's a significant meaning to them that I want us to expand this week. Earlier on, I have been teaching on Moses in church, and we were speaking about how Moses was going up and down the mountain, and God would tell him, go and tell the people this, and Moses would go down and tell the people, and then he would come up and tell God, the people have said this. But in this verse, God had a different set of instruction. He told Moses, I want you to come up to me into the mountain, and this time, I don't want you to be distracted. I want you to be there. And this week, I want us to talk about it. How to be there. How to be there. If it's about in a relationship, how to be there. Our relationship with God, if it's about in prayer, how to be there. Sometimes we get in prayer and we are so distracted. We are in prayer, yet the phone ringer is on. We are praying, and when the phone rings, you want to find out who is calling you. But I want us to talk about how can we be there. If we focus to pray, how can we just be there? If it's in our relationship with our spouses, how can we be there? If the Lord can be so sensitive in his relationship with Moses and demand, so the dynamics of our relationship are changing. Earlier on, I've just demanded you to just come up and go back. But this time, for this specific time, I, the Lord, want you to come up into the mountain and please be there. Don't let your mind not be distracted. I want you to come up and be there because the assignment I have for you is very vital. I want to give you tables of stones and a law and commandments which I have personally written so that you may teach them to the people. I don't want you to just go with a word of mouth and tell them that the Lord says. No, I want you to go with something that is evident, something that you can show them and say, this is what the Lord says. I want you to be there. And so this week, join me in this journey as we explore how can we be there. Just like I said earlier, sometimes I would be in class and not be there. Sometimes our mind wanders. You can be in a relationship, but you're not there. You can be in prayers, but you're not there. And as I talk about this, I know you know what I mean. But this week, we're going to talk about being there. This is Pastor Lucy Painter with your daily insight. And this is Be There, Day 1. Shalom.